House to Home, brought to you by Remax Diamond Realty.
Welcome back, everybody. This is where we talk about Guam real estate and what you can do to invest in it, to make the most money out of it, to find the perfect home either for business or to raise your family. And who better than Liz Duenas to run down everything we need to know about realty. So Liz, welcome back.
Thank you.
Okay, I've always been curious, Liz, in the art of being a realtor, because you know you're part counselor, you're part psychotherapist, you're part salesperson, and you're a learned expert in real estate. So I'm wondering, if I wanted to take a tour of a house and everything like that, as a realtor and everything like that, how do you normally approach taking people on physical tours around a property? Do you do a lot of the talking, or do you kind of like just drop a few key takeaways here and let the house speak for itself?
Well, what I normally would do is, of course, we collect data sheets of all the different properties we're going to show. And as we enter the property, of course, the best thing to do is always enter in the main area, like your front door. Now, sometimes the lock boxes are those things that they put so you can access the key. If it's sitting in the back door, of course, usually if it unlocks the back door, we'd have to enter that way. But basically, the information we would have would be the square footage of the house, the lot size. So when I open the door, let them enter, I would tell them how many bedrooms, if there's a family room, what the features are about the house, and then I would let them wander through. Now, it's a little different if the house is occupied, then we'd have to escort them throughout the house, because there's personal possessions within the property. So I'd let them, we'd go through the house, and then they'd ask questions, we'd give them feedback. But the basic information would be square footage, how many bedrooms, the size of the lot itself, what's possible with the lot if they're doing investments. So we kind of go through the series of questions, but at the same time you want them to feel free to look at the property, and usually they have their own feedback as far as what they think. It's not wise to have an owner present doing showings, because usually you want the tenant or the buyer to feel free to make their comments.
And not so much pressure.
Yes, so we usually ask the owners step outside, or we want to show it without them being present.
Now that's an interesting point, because do you find it easier or harder as a realtor when there are children present?
It's
on the part of the potential buyer if they bring their kids.
But the interesting part is the buyers usually want the kids to have a feeling for the space.
Right.
And in some cases, the kids, of course, don't make the decision, but they would observe the children, how they behave in the space. Do they like it? Sometimes the kids run around and they've already picked their bedrooms. Isn't that interesting?
That's what I did when we moved into our house.
Yeah, they start to pick their bedrooms, and the disheartening part is if they pick their bedrooms and that's not the house they buy. So that's kind of like, you just have to deal with each case. But
that's
again,
not only adult disappointment, that's heartbreak for a kid.
That's right. But sometimes I'd show 3-4 houses, and the kids pick rooms in all of them. So that's a plus.
What are the typical rooms, like selling to prospective home buyers on Guam, either the one room or the facet or an aspect of a home that tends to blow people's minds? Is it maybe like a kitchen where they have like that island fixture, or if you have stainless steel
they like to look, the
or?
kitchen, if you have an upgraded kitchen, granite countertops always make a difference, custom built cabinetry, and of course I think one of the biggest things is the space. If they have enough room for the family room, or a larger, your basic homes sometimes are about 1,200 to maybe 1,500 square feet of living space. The old days, 900 would be a 3-bedroom, really cramped. 1,200 then became the norm, and then now the norm would be maybe 1,400 to 1,500 square feet of living space for a 3 or a 4-bedroom. So size makes the difference, but as time progresses, newer concepts, newer design, architecture, those things keep improving as time progresses.
What is the wildest feature you've ever showed off to somebody? Because I'm fortunate being in the media. We've gone to several different types of business establishments and houses over the years. I saw one house in Paris Acres that had circular steps going all the way up, or some people have really fancy skylights and everything. What's the one thing you've ever showed off to someone that really blew their mind?
I've shown so many of them, and the high-end, the luxury homes, of course, are always the kicker. The only difference with that, it's the grand view that make a difference. There's a home I sold recently that you're on the cliffside and you're looking out and you see the ocean right beneath you. I mean, how spectacular is that in terms of view?
Almost like an infinity pool
Yes,
effect.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, you have that. So, I mean, there are a number of really interesting homes that people don't know about that are here on Guam.
A perfect segue. If people would like to find out, how can they contact you and your colleagues?
Just give me a call, 687-0911. Of course, we pre-qualify buyers before we take them out, but the key is we always ask them, what are you looking for? Size, budget is important. How much have they been pre-qualified for? We discussed that at the last show.
Yep.
In order to match things. So we're kind of matchmakers. We match the property and the home for people.
Ever the salesperson. Liz, thanks so much as always.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, spend time with Liz. You will learn so much about real estate and probably about yourself. It is not a time wasted. Good time. Stay tuned. We're back after this.